On today's Men of the Apes, I think Nala's trying to lick JJ's leg right down to the bone.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Exercise would an ape make a human down. Then talks. With a divine bound.
We are determined to know what the apes want. War or peace?
They are the good human is a dead human!
And if it is man's destiny one day to be dominated, then, oh, please, God, let him be dominated by such as you.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, a daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. That was Sean. Richard's over there, but let's talk about Nala. Why is she licking on JJ?
Well, this is what Nala does. She likes to lick hands. She likes to lick legs. So if you hear this...
Okay, that is gross to put on a podcast,
that's
Sean.
some ASMR shit for the people.
Okay, I'm stepping past Sean and saying hi to Richard. How are you, Richard?
I'm doing great today. How are you, Todd?
I am good as long as you and I can talk and I don't have to hear the sounds of Nala licking over a podcast again.
I have 4 dogs by 4 different mothers, and
you slut.
and there's nothing more annoying than being asleep and waking up to hear your dog clean themselves. And the problem is, it's like I can get one of them to stop, but not 5 minutes later, another one is doing it. So it's just this constant upsetting of cleaning in the middle of the night. Like, dog, stop.
Yeah, and you have a majority of females, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, I'm just gonna spend 20 minutes licking on one paw.
The only other sound that from a dog that will take you from a 0 to 100 is the sound of them going, huh?
Yes.
What's going on? I can be asleep. I'm awake. Let's go. Where are we going? What's going on?
Well, I was going to say that Jake...
Outside. Everybody outside. Come on, let's get outside. Someone's throwing it up.
Jake, our big dog will literally, the way he wakes me up is he gets right in my face, and I know it's his cue. I got to go to the bathroom. He'll open his big mouth and just go, and I get hot doggy breath in my face. I'm like, dude, seriously, nothing ruins my life faster than that sound.
Well, I mean, you're definitely going to react a lot faster to dog standing over there than you will for the 40 minutes we have to watch the fucking Authenticator drop down on top of Armando.
Thank you for that segue back into this. Sean, why don't you tell us what's going on with this minute?
All right, we're going to start minute 39 with the inspector saying that it's only what you've been telling us all along, and it ends with the inspector laughing at Armando's no.
All right, let's take a listen to this minute of Conquest at the Planet of the Apes.
Only what you've been telling us all along, that the circus ape is incapable of human speech, and to the best of your knowledge, he's never uttered a word.
Certainly.
Excellent. And now we'll check this with the Authenticator, then you'll be free to go.
The Authenticator.
Oh, it's just a formality. Sit back down, please. It'll just take a moment.
What does the Authenticator do?
Makes people tell the truth. It's quite painless. For example, you said the first time you heard the name Cornelius was in this office. Was that true?
No.
As minute 39, we have a courtyard's worth of gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, imported apes, Caesar, and a planet's worth of humans. All right, what the hell is the Authenticator?
And why didn't we use it before?
I know.
The Authenticator is the cool future technology that makes no sense and simply radiates weird light.
I mean, it's really just a lamp fixture. I mean, it's not even a futuristic one. I think I had some of those hanging in one of my stores once. Like I'm like, oh, that's just a lamp fixture. I've seen this one hanging in restaurants.
I mean, I know you watch it, Richard, but I don't think you have, Todd. But it reminds me of the Venture Brothers, where they had an episode with "Do not touch the nozzle. Please look at the nozzle. The nozzle is your friend."
So
very much so.
I do think the message of this minute is really towards the children of the world, which is don't sign something without reading it completely. I mean,
read the terms and services. Yes, the terms and conditions all the way to the end.
MF just picks it up and signs it. Yeah, just goes.
Well,
for all you know, there's a little term in there that says, if you call us at this number, you get $100,000. Read it all, man.
Well, I don't understand. I get the idea that they coerce him to sign something that then they're going to use against him because the authenticator is going to make him tell the truth. But I needed more sweat.
Yes.
On Armando, I needed the camera to be tighter on something. We spent too many shots watching the authenticator drop down from the ceiling. And it was a blue light, but there was nothing really emanating from it. There was it needed a little bit of a special effect or something thrown in here.
I'm also not looking at Richard right now because I got so caught up in the gaping ape thing again that I almost wasn't listening.
That's not a sexual term. That's what behind Richard.
Well, that's what you think.
Hey,
so
look at
what?
Look at Richard, Todd.
Well,
he's making out with a gaping ape. Oh, I think I got a screenshot of it. All right.
Okay, so. First off, I have to tell you,
yes.
I made these notes so long ago that I could not figure out my own notes. I looked at it and I'm like, what does teeth with jewels mean? Teeth with jewels means it cuts to that shot of the guy that's going to control the authenticator, and it literally looks like movie props are so often other garbage they put crap on top of. You know, if you go watch Phantom Menace, when they talk in their little communicators, they're nothing but Lady Bic razors. They've taken the razor blade off of, put a couple of knobs on, they speak into it. This looked like somebody had taken an Afro pick from the 70s era and put a few jewels on top of it. And so that's why I was like, teeth with jewels. It's just so bad. But really, as you said that, Richard, where there's no sweat, let's go back to the conventions of if we'd seen him interrogated before, if we see that stress and these kind of things, then him immediately signing it would make sense. But he's had no stress. He's had nothing pushing him to that point.
Said somewhere.
What, Sean?
Sorry, I was talking, JJ, whenever.
So rule of podcasting, you know, when you start talking like that, we can hear you too.
Whenever when I screenshotted Richard making out with a gaping ape, JJ said, text that to me. So I texted it to her, and then she zoomed in on it, and obviously this is a podcast, so you're not going to see it, but she went, you guys are going to see it, but you went. And so I said, post it somewhere. So it'll probably end up on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere.
That's totally fine.
So,
I don't care.
So again, if they had constructed the previous scenes to be an interrogation and a sweat out and these kind of things, then his complete willingness to sign it would have worked. But Richard, you're so right, because all it is blue lights. But what I thought of immediately was the end of Logan's run. I don't know if you guys remember that, but after all the stuff, Logan is put through an interrogation with this big central computer, and it's kind of, 70s era version of it, but you still get that computer is doing something that is interrogating him and scaring him. You need something like that where, either it gets louder or something like that when they think he's lying, anything. But I'm sorry, blue lights don't scare me. The windows behind me are blue. Why am I worried about a blue light coming overhead?
But, the blue light, actually, isn't that supposed to help you go to sleep at night, to cut down on your screen?
Kind of relax.
Yeah,
there's nothing intimidating about this blue light. It's like,
you should be happy with this. Oh, you helped me.
Yeah,
you're going to help me go to sleep. Thanks, guys.
But if the thing had shocked him, if it had radiated some kind of piercing audio, and he's like putting it over his ears. Anything like that would have made Armando sweat further.
Or, hell, you were talking about a chip earlier for Caesar. This is where you find out that prisoners are no different from apes. They put a chip in him and they start using it to authenticate him. And that's why you find out that the chip they put in Caesar can do the same thing that they're going to do to him.
Why doesn't the Authenticator have a computer voice that when he says something, it just says lie?
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Well,
because we know how they train the apes. The light comes down and the people just look at him and say, do.
Yes.
So the Authenticator is simply described by Dane as two narrow beams of violet light that shoot down from the ceiling, converging diagonally on Armando's head. He doesn't give a description of the device itself other than it's just two rays of light that converge onto the forehead of Armando. Well, what I needed here is...
I can see that. So what you have is two different light sources, and it hits the temples, and then you're like, you have you don't do lights, you do lasers, and they hit the temples, and then you can see, it's causing pain instead of just a light source above me.
Right. Go back to Beneath the Planet of the Apes. When the telepaths used their crazy powers, we at least saw Brent reacting and in pain. We don't see anything happening to Armando that would make him think this Authenticator is killing me. I got to comply. Yeah. I'm sorry, Richard. You've tried to speak multiple times.
Yeah, no, I was gonna bring that same point up exactly. When Culp asks, you first heard the name Cornelius in his office. Is that true? Dane's description is, in spite of himself, Armando says no. But I needed a sound or a flash of light or a pulse of something or an anguished sound from Armando that lets me know that he's being coerced. He's being coerced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm going back to I think it's the Daniel Craig Casino Royale. Whenever he gets put in the chair and his balls get slapped,
his balls are hanging down.
Yeah, that's the torture. Well, hell, I believe that. You slap my balls, I'm going to tell you anything you want to hear.
Oh, goddamn! Just talking about it's making me tear up a little bit.
But you almost wish they could have figured this out, that we needed something happening to Armando to make the moment worse. Especially,
it just sounds like he got nervous.
Right, and especially for how this moment's going to completely end when we get down to what happens eventually. You needed to push him to that end, and they don't. Yeah. But we do get Ricardo at least sounding a little bit like Khan when he finally says, no.
I would leave you stranded. No.
Sean, you suddenly sound like a robot.
I am a robot.
This is my voice on TV.
So, because of that, I'm almost going to call this minute done so we can go fix technical issues. But Sean, Richard, do you hear him sounding odd like that?
He did sound like a robot, yeah.
Okay, so, Richard, do you have anything else?
No, I'm it. I'm done.
Sean, we don't want to hear from you because we don't want C-3PO talking right now. All right, so we'll call it there. You can everyone go enjoy your Authenticator moment. Stay away from the blue light, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
The minute of the age.